Hello, my beautiful Simlies. How is everything going with you, my ginger snaps? So, as you can see, what we are going to be doing today is we are building a graveyard. Now, this graveyard I decided I wanted to do for my Not So Berry challenge, but mostly just because I wanted to be able to have my Sims be able to visit family. So, you know, we've already had, like Rosalie has passed away, and a couple of the pets have passed away, and the founder has passed away, Jack, and I really wanted to be able to have the opportunity for my Sims to go and have like, kind of like a funeral type thing. So that's actually what I'm building now, is kind of like a church slash mausoleum slash thing. Anyway, so yeah. So what we're doing now is I'm building kind of this little building. I used to have like a couple of the sides that were little squares. I was going to make those kind of to where there were some stained glass windows in them, but I was like, no. I want this to kind of be spooky and old, so that's why I decided to actually put this build in the vampire land. So that's where we are now. As you can see, we're on the empty lot there. So this is not a limited pack build by any means, you guys. I wanted to make sure that I had kind of open rain. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to put everywhere and make sure that it kind of looked old. So that's what I ended up doing. Now right now I think I have like a base game brick that's on there. That does not remain, you guys. I actually do end up changing it to the castle kit, which I end up finding here in a little bit. But right now I'm just doing the tower. The tower, I really wanted to figure out a way to do a clock on it, but I was like, no, this is supposed to be like old, and I don't imagine that, you know, there would be a clock, let alone would it run? Probably not. So, that's why I decided, okay, I'm just gonna make it into like a tower with like, I'm gonna put a big chandelier type thing in there. So as you can see though, I got like the vampire doors. I have a vampire archway that goes in the middle, but this is when I discover that I like the old castle, just because it looks old, like it's been there for a long time, and that's really what I wanted it to look like. So I do end up having to add a floor here though, so that I can add the spandrel type thing to go all the way around. Yeah, anyway, I wanted to just kind of explain to you guys while this is going, like what I've been doing and where I've been. I've been actually looking for some employment because when I worked at the Route 66 casino, I turned my boss in for doing meth in the freezer, the walk-in freezer, and I turned her into HR, and apparently the person that I turned her into was her brother-in-law. So they fired me the next day for insubordination, which is like not doing my job, which is not correct. I was always there doing my job and everything. So ever since then, I've been like trying to find a job. I got employed through Pizza Hut again, where I was just going to be like a shift lead going into the assistant manager, but the boss just didn't want me to ever come in and get all my stuff done. So I began looking for stuff elsewhere, and so now I actually work for Amazon, and I'm really excited. I start tomorrow night, actually. So I did want to give you guys another update. I know you guys know that I was fighting with CYFD to get my kids back, and they blackmailed me and pretty much told me if I didn't relinquish my rights and give my kids away, that they would come and take Kameron, the one that's here. So I ended up having to relinquish. Well, my oldest son, Scott, has returned home. He graduated from high school and he says, forget this, I'm going home. And so I have got my oldest son back. I'm also talking to my daughter as well. She is actually refused adoption, so she's just going to remain in state's custody until she ages out, at which point she will be coming home at that point. So, because my oldest son has returned home, I gave him my office. So now my office is in my bedroom. And of course, you heard Miss Bird, Sunny. She's in here making a lot of ruckus. But, so now we're kind of on the inside of the build now. As you can see, I've already added in the windows and part of the doors for the inside for the bathroom. I was wanting so much to have these windows go in between the floors, and apparently you can't do that even if there is not a floor there. And so I ended up having to go the tallest wall height, the tallest wall height, just so that I would be able to put these windows that came with the castle kit, which you guys notice I'm using a lot of stuff for that, and I absolutely love it. I think it makes it look awesome. Old. The roof is obviously from Werewolves. I did use some vampire stuff in here as well. Now, here on the inside, I was trying to debate on whether I wanted to have, like, a coffin or to make it look like, you know, a sim would have died and laid in there, but I decided not to go for that, and I ended up putting a table in there that I can put an urn and the picture of the sim on, and going through the chairs and everything to try and decide what I actually wanted in there, that took me quite a bit, because I realized how small the space was, and so I was trying to work with it, but still make sure that it's playable. If that makes sense. That it's playable, and the Sims can walk around or whatever. But yeah, so that took a few minutes. But I did want a possibility of, like, when a Sim passes away in my Not So Berry, that I can put their headstones here with a picture of them, and that way they can haunt here all they want. There'll be a toilet they can haunt. I even put a chessboard here, and, like, I end up putting, like, a small little kitchenette type thing that has, like, a mini fridge and a counter and a microwave, I think is what I put in there. And just so that they have stuff to do and can visit with each other, and my Sims have a chance to go and visit their families here if we choose to. Probably just when one dies, we bring them here, have, like, a viewing / funeral type thing, and we place them where they're supposed to go, and then make sure that we strengthen their spirit to stay in the Sim world, and then we just do as it is. So as of here, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do on figuring out the bottom, like how I was going to get these vines to be able to wrap around, which they wanted to just snap up to the top part of the height of the foundation. So yeah, that made it kind of fun. I think I end up lowering it for a little bit, but ended up getting frustrated anyway, so I did all of this in one build. It took me not in one build, because it is one build, but all in one time. It ended up taking me about 3 hours. I was in the mood to build something. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to just play The Sims. I wanted to actually build and have a place to put my my dead family members. Yeah. Because we have Jack and Zoe's urn. I do want to go get Rio's and any of our other family members that have passed away. Rosalie, I think what I'm going to end up having to do, because she ended up dying falling from a height, is I'm going to, like, use MCC Command Center, bring her back to life on her home lot with her wife, and then kill her again the same manner, so that I can at least get her urn, because that's what I want most of all. I am so sorry if you can hear my son. He is out there playing Fortnite, I think, and man, is he swearing and everything up a storm. Not realizing that I'm recording in here. Anyway, so here we are on the inside. This is when I change my mind and I end up putting like a old table there. And here I'm just trying to figure out like how to like what you would see at the entrance of like a funeral home type thing. There's like the book for you to sign. There's like a rose, a picture of the person maybe or whatever, and then there's always like a chair or something for you to sit on. I did want to have that like candle thing that you see on the right, because I wanted it to be like the only way I can put it, say what it is like the Disney's Robin Hood, you know, putting doubloons in there for the poor or whatever. That's kind of what I imagined what it was, even though it has a picture of a chicken on it. I was trying to figure out like what kind of flower to put behind here, because I was like, God, it's so blank. I gotta put something. Like, I tried a couple of different things and I ended up not liking anything, so I just kind of gave up. Ended up just putting a single rose right at the front, and then I was like, you know, I want to be able to put the urn in the middle and then like have a picture of the sim on the side. So that's why those other two spots are blank. I wanted to be able so that you can put your sim and a picture of your sim there like they would ordinarily do, like when you're having a service. I know here when my grandma passed away and everything, that's what we did, is we had like a table that had like a place for them, for all the visitors to sign, and then a bunch of her favorite things like pictures. And there was actually a movie going as well of my grandmother, and like a bunch of pictures of us and her with her husband and her and her mom and other family members and everything. And I was trying to make that kind of like this, but to where this has been there for like since Vlad. Let's just say that Vlad is the one who actually used this when he died, you know what I mean? But so right now I have 2 bathrooms. That does end up changing. I end up putting the one that's closest to the organ, I end up putting that as like a kitchen. So I was trying to figure out what in the world I was going to put back here, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to put these older curtains, which I only keep one of them in back of it. I end up changing the others with these ones from Realm of Magic. So I kind of like those better on how they kind of looped around. Now here's where I try to figure out the chair situation. I was like, oh my goodness, what is going to match here? Because I wanted like a place for everyone to sit, but I was like, I don't know, to be able to have room, and I just wasn't sure how I was going to do the seating. I tried, I end up going with these chairs here from Werewolves because they're kind of older, but I was like, okay, I could put them all on the side, but now the middle's empty, so do I just put them in the middle? Well, maybe I can adjust it and make it to where this isn't an archway, it's just got some spandrels, maybe that'll work. And then it kind of messed with everything, So I ended up taking the spandrel out, I think, and just having it just an open wall, which worked a lot better. But I had to fix everything because look, now those are all messed up. They're the wrong color, they're messed up, they're not working right. And I believe that they're even inside there for a little while too. And I couldn't get it to fix, so I just said, man, whatever. So here's where I am picking like the fridge and just like a small counter. Yes, there is a garbage here, guys. It's out in the front. But I just wanted to be able to, like, if the ghosts come up, they want to, you know, they're going to eat something, drink something. They always do. So I was trying to think of like something we could put there to where the ghosts could snack, and then if my Sims end up going here to do like a viewing, that they would have something to eat if they were hungry or whatever. So the inside is practically done now, you guys. So I end up just like doing the outside. So I found this fence, which I was so excited that it all matched up. As you can see, I'm like trying to count to find out the middle, which I realized that I didn't put like the church thing in the middle, but I was okay with it because I was like, no, I don't want it to be in the middle. I kind of want it to wind a little bit. But I end up putting like this vines all the way around it because I figured that there would be the ghosts want their privacy. They don't want to be bothered, I guess. And I figured because it had been there for a long time that there would be a lot of vines. So that's why I put those around. And you'll kind of understand because there's going to be like a lot of trees, and some are alive, some are dead. And oh my gosh, I was so excited that I found these dirt mounds that kind of look like a person that's been buried there. Now I know that it's only a dirt mound for a little while, and like in real life, and then grass ends up growing, but I kind of wanted it to be like this because then we can put like different decorations and stuff on it. I did, as I was going through some of this stuff, I did realize that there were some pet headstones as well, not just these random ones, but there was pet ones too. And so I found some of the pets and ended up, I think one was like a raccoon and the other was a dog, I think. And they're spread out, so they're not all, it's not like a pet cemetery section. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of spread out all over, which I ended up trying to make it to where some of them would be themed. So there'd be like one with a basketball and a basketball trophy. There's like one with books on it to like make it to where it's, each one has its own like theme type thing. Just because that's what I was gonna do with my not so berries when I put them here, is be able to put a picture of them by their headstone as well as something that they did in life. So like with Jack, he was the scientist, so maybe I'll put like his ray gun or something there. Rosalie was a politician, so maybe I'll put like, I don't know, I can't put a podium unless it's small. Maybe I'll just put like roses there because she was all about red roses. Yeah. And like maybe for when Xanthus passes away or whatever, I'll have like a small rocket ship there or something. You know what I mean? Like everything will have a picture and then something that they did in life, including like the pets. I even want to make sure that for like Jack's, well, the dog was Rio's though. That will be something I'll have to think about. So like, yeah, we'll figure out like for the ones that are not the main people, like Rio and Penny when she passes away, which I'm so surprised she's still alive, honestly. But to be able to give them something as well as a picture for them, whether it's a baby picture or whatever, who knows. So here's where I found the pets, and I ended up putting like this old barrier type thing around them, and I thought that was really cool. I also found these like things from Jungle Adventure, and I thought those would be awesome looking headstones, that maybe they were like voodoo witch doctors or something, or maybe they came from Salvadorada and their family had them buried here because it's the only cemetery in The Sims or something. You know, you never know. But I was just trying to make it to where there was like a hit on everybody. Now like when Ash passes away, I'm pretty sure, because she loves snowboarding, I'll probably have like a snowboard on her, near her, and Ariana will probably have like pom-poms or something. I don't know. We'll figure out when they die. They're in their teen stages right now anyway. So here I am doing just some of the terrain paint, which I ended up having to do twice. Because I built this in like a build save, so it wasn't actually in my Not So Berry save. And so when I placed it down in the same lot for my Not So Berry, the terrain paint was gone. Totally gone. So I ended up having to redo it all over again. I did think about putting like a water feature or something there in the middle, but have it old and to where it wasn't working anymore. But I couldn't find one that worked, and I even tried a pond, and that didn't work because it was too small of an area. So I just said, man, forget it. So here I am, just kind of still doing the terrain paint, but there's tons of areas to place your Sims. There's places on the left, places on the right. There's a bunch of different places for you to decide where you want to place your Sims, whether you want to start on the top right, top left, you want to do it on right as you're walking in. Like, it's entirely up to you. Now, at first, I was trying to figure out how I was going to make this into a rainbow cemetery. I ended up calling it, I think, like Rainbow Garden or something like that, for a nod to the Not So Berries. So, I ended up searching up a rainbow and I found one, and I just thought it was awesome. So, here's where you can see, like, I'm putting different flowers on a couple of the headstones. Like, I imagine their families came and like decorated, put flowers there. I think there's even one for like a child or like a teen or something. So I put lots of toys on one, imagining like maybe it was a child sim or something. Yeah, it was this one right here. I was just trying to figure out like what I was gonna do, honestly, to just try and make it to where each one would have its own little theme thing, because that's what I'm actually going to be doing for the Not So Berry graveyard anyway. So, anyway, we're coming pretty close to the end of the build. I hope that you guys liked it. If you do want to download it, it is on the Sims 4 gallery. You can either use the hashtag SimLifeYT, or it'll be under the hashtag Not So Berry Cemetery. You can also look it up as the name of the Rainbow Garden Cemetery. It is on the 30 by 30 lot, which is in Vampire Land. I can't think of the name. Please, if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe, and I'll do those wonderful YouTube things. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a wonderful night, guys. Thank you. Namaste.